and welcome to Hard Copy from our channel's television studios in Abuja. I'm Kayla Magwa. The concept of opposition parties in Nigeria is gradually fading into the mist. And to be honest, we can't really say why. Is this the job that the leading party, APC, is doing? Are they sending moles to destroy opposition parties from within? Or are the parties themselves responsible for their own troubles? Till today, we're still trying to wrap our heads around what's going on with the People's Democratic Party. Meanwhile, we aren't certain about the Labour Party or the African Democratic Congress. These three parties, at least at some point or the other, were considered the major opposition to the ruling All Progressives Congress. And while they battle it out, there's a deadline for parties to present their candidates. Section 29 of the Electoral Act says the list of candidates should be ready 180 days before the elections. And the general elections are just 14 months away, God willing. So they have very little time for all of this drama. And like many people believe, will it be a smooth sail to a second term in office for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? And the more salient question, is there a danger of us sliding into a one-party state? Are we in a one-party state already and just toying with the details? My guest tonight was expelled by the African Democratic Congress for anti-party activities. He's contesting that. And he has made no secret of the fact that he backs President Bola Tinubu for the APC. He was recently a victim of a vicious verbal attack by a former lawmaker and member of the ADC, Mr. Dino Melaye. That verbal attack came after he declared himself the landlord of the African Democratic Congress in Kogi State. Tonight, he insists on his right of reply and shares his thoughts on the cases in court against his party, the ADC. He's a lawmaker representing Yagba Federal Constituency in Kogi State in the House of Representatives. Honorable Leke Abejide. Honorable Leke, welcome to Hard Copy.
Thank you for having me.
You saw that video with Dino Melaye saying those things about you. I noticed that you haven't said anything.
It is not worth replying to, so I'm not going to reply anything to him. Dino does not worth replying anything to. So because everything he said, no one describes me. So I don't have time for him.
But there are people from your state who have been very upset with him for those things that he said.
Just because they know he lied. And nothing describes me, everything he said. It's me you are looking at physically. I'm in the picture.
Have you spoken to him?
I don't need to speak.
No mediation, because well, technically you're still in the ADC.
Technically, am I not the only elected member in the whole country?
Well, the ADC says they've expelled you for anti-party activities.
They don't have the power to do that. Somebody who came illegally can now send away a legal person to expel him to where? To be floating. What power do they have? You see, this thing is just because the judgment has not come. We are on the right side of the law. They know. I'm working with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I'm working with the Constitution of the party. Let me tell you, let us assume, without considering, that there was even a meeting of Leke trying to amend section Article 9(4) of our Constitution, which says you must be 2 years to hold national office and you must be 1 year to hold state position in the party. Let us assume, without considering, that this is correct, that there was a meeting on 27th March 2025. It was not domiciled in INEC according to section 222D of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which says any party that amends its constitution must domicile it in INEC within 30 days. This was not done. And then, even Leke does not have the power to amend constitution of the party. It is the National Convention that can do that, which did not happen. So they are looking for a way to hide. So these are for, they are not known to us.
Let's go back to the initial thing we're talking about, which was you know, those statements made by Dino Melaye. You said it's not worthy of...
It's not worthy of report.
But did it upset you? And what I asked was, have there been any consultations? Because, you know, if we're listening to what you're saying, you still consider yourself a member of the African Democratic Congress. He's also a member of your party. Exactly. So if both of you...
Elected on this platform, I have been in this party since 2017.
So shouldn't there be some kind of mediation?
They're not members of a party.
They say they are members.
They say so. They are claiming. But we know who is a member, who is not a member.
What makes them not to be members of your party?
Because they didn't come through the right way. You know, let me tell you, somebody was introduced one day, just the same day, as a member of the party, and they gave him the national chairman of the party. Another one just came also, and they gave him national secretary, not known to people like us who have been there.
Before David Mark.
You have the register of our party, their names are not there.
So before David Mark and the other group of people took over the reign, let's take it easy. Before the David Mark leadership came in, who was the national chairman of your party?
Chief Ralph Nwosu.
Ralph Nwosu was the one who was giving them, we watched the video, he was the one that was welcoming them into the party and saying, welcome, welcome to the ADC, we're looking forward to a prosperous, meeting, a prosperous future with you. Ralph Nwosu says he gave over the reins of the party. Why is that upsetting you?
Is it an estate of one man? What we call party is a combination of people. And these people must, have different positions in the party. Only him cannot bring in and say he resign and then install. This is not a monarchical system. It is a democracy we are practicing. We practice and not a fascist system, whereby you do things with authority.
So
authoritarianism.
Are we right to say that you're on the side of Dumebi Kachiku and his arguments about the legality of the leadership of the ADC?
Dumebi is in court, and I think we are fighting the same cause.
Are both of you on the same side in this fight?
Honorable Bala Gombe, who was the deputy national chairman, who was supposed to take over from Ralph Nwosu when he resigned, is equally in court. I was told he was resigned, but when I met him, he said his signature was forged. And I believe him because the chairman of ADC in Benue State, Honorable Elias, equally said the same thing. And there's a report I saw. We requested officially for my name, which we got. I saw my name there, and I was not in any meeting with them since they're doing their coalition. So these people who want to rule Nigeria, we need to be, scared of them because they're coming with forgery and perjury.
Okay, I'm sure they will want to respond to that. Back to this.
It is clear.
They would have to respond to that as well.
And we are going to cope with it, with the evidence.
Let's go back to your state, Kogi State. Like everyone, so first of all, you don't believe that, you don't agree with this expulsion. It doesn't exist.
Expulsion my feet.
Okay, so you had Congress. The issue that the ADC say they have with you, and I think there's a Mr. Kingsley from your state who says that he is the recognized. Hold on a second. He says INEC recognizes him as the leader of the ADC in your state, and that your Congress was null and void.
Prove the leadership. I put him there as chairman when we did the Congress in the States, and the so-called Adaji, all of them. I put them there. I was the major financier of the party everywhere. And he misbehaved.
That's Mr. Kingsley Oga.
Kingsley. He misbehaved. He was removed from his ward. The local government ratified it, state ratified it, national ratified it. He has not been recalled back. If he's the chairman of the state, some people are going for Christmas and New Year. All our activities have been arranged. Let him come.
He said they have their own structure.
Let him come and prove the structure in that is. See, every politics is local. If you know that it's there on ground, let him come to his ward. And come meetings. If you know that he is on ground in the Yabafra constituency, let him come.
He also says, your Congress that you held, it was the posters of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that were all over the Congress that you held. If you are truly a member of the ADC, why don't you have an ADC person's poster in your Congress?
This is our own faction. We have adopted as Bola Ahmed Tinubu as our candidate for the presidency.
Isn't that anti-party activity?
Of course, which anti-party?
It's anti-party. If the ADC has their presidential candidate...
I want to tell you that it is not an anti-party.
How is it not anti-party?
Okay, good. Who do you want me to support for president?
The candidate of the ADC. That's the natural way to... Well, they said they're going to discuss all of that. They are still working, or there's still a little bit more time.
I will never be a party. You know, I will never be a party to unseriousness. I am a grassroots politician. Before ADC was known, I have been winning my election back to back with this party. If I was nobody, I wouldn't have won.
So you're admitting that... Hold on a second.
If you want to win election, you start from the ward.
Just so we're clear, you're not denying the fact... You want to become
president, you don't have any, you don't have councillor, you don't have chairman of local government, you don't have governor, you don't have state assembly, you don't have house of rep apart from me, and it's not with you, you don't have senators. How can you become president of a country? But
you're admitting that it was President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's posters that were at your Congress.
And my own, as the leader,
yes,
is the principal of the principal.
Okay, so his pictures were there.
I'm the principal, he's my principal.
But his posters were there. Just
of course.
Okay.
And then
the poster he's also accusing you.
In 2023 too.
Yes, Kingsley is also accusing you of... Hold on. He says...
Don't mention his name, I don't know him.
He says that for you to be parading yourself as the landlord of ADC in Kogi State is wrong, because according to him, that Yahaya Bello, the former governor of your state, has promised you a role in the APC structure of the state. So how can you say that you're a member of the African Democratic Congress when you are working for the All Progressives Congress? Well, he didn't say what rules. He just said that the governor promised you, yes.
Do I tell the truth? I was the leader of APC in my area before, and I have been with them right from time. And those people, they still see me till tomorrow as their leader. In my elections, when it comes to my election, there was no party. They just Leke, we are doing Leke, and everybody in APC, in PDP, they vote for me. So they don't believe all this when they are talking. I am not new to it, APC. They know it. And then, if you know Honorable Leke, we have been together in the jungle and politics of Kogi State. We have never one day separated. And you know, he has always been in APC. We have been working together. We were the one that did the election that I'll do one now. I was there. I was in the forefront. Late Prince Abakadu was the one who received me into APC. It was disagreement that happened that time, which is no longer there now. So Yabelo is my friend. I cannot deny him. I knew him before he became governor. We've been together. I cannot say today now I don't know him. And he cannot say today he doesn't know me.
Why don't you just defect?
Party. What is party?
Why don't you
party is just a vehicle.
Why don't you just defect to the APC? Yaya Bello is your friend.
I'm not going to defect to APC.
Tinubu is your principal. Why don't you just defect?
APC, we will be here in ADC, take our structure from them first and use it for anything we want.
No, explain that to me. What does that mean?
I say I'm not going to any party.
Yes.
I will be in ADC.
Okay.
Yeah. When we take our structure, we do our own coalition for whoever we want, which is the president.
All right. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation.
We want to continue.
Please stay with us on Hard Copy. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hard Copy. If you just joined us, Honorable Leke Abejide joins us, and we're discussing the ADC, especially when it comes to local politics. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you again.
All right, so let's go back to your state. So you said you will take your structure and create your own coalition and do with it what you please.
That is what I said, and I mean it. Because they came in without recognizing that we are there. If we have not helped the party to grow, and INEC had deregistered the party, would they have any platform to say they want to come into when they destroy their PDP? Very soon we are going to address the joint press conference with the new national chairman, Balagumbi. And then we are going to announce their expulsion from the party. Don't know them. If they are good politicians, PDP will have still remain PDP today. See what PDP becomes. Governors living. And they are the architects of all the destruction that happened. We will not allow ADC. Even though if I'm not in ADC tomorrow, I don't want ADC to look like PDP.
But you see, the factioning, I understand your grievance, and a lot of people do. There are a lot of people who are on your side in this matter. But isn't that also fracturing the party even further? The party that are trying to save. Why not? Is there a way some kind of reconciliation meeting can happen?
Of course,
so that you can work with David Mark and Dino Melaye and the rest of them.
No. See, the only way.
What would be an ideal situation for you?
The situation is that this will allow. Let's follow the constitution of the party. Chifra Fonwosu has resigned. The next in line to take over. Then we organize a national convention.
Who's the next in line to take over?
Balagumbi.
Okay. So that's person like the national chairman of your own section.
At the national convention, if David Mark emerged as national chairman, I don't have a problem. I
was going to ask you about zoning for the presidential candidate of your party. You see, because that conversation is ongoing, at least in the David Mark section.
Any party that is serious and love Nigeria, we always zone its presidential candidate to the south, because the current president is in the south. This is what keeps PDP totally. Let me give you just a little background, which I believe you know. You know, southeast and south-south have always been PDP. In fact, it's in their DNA. It's like a religion to them. And the ticket of that party was supposed to be given to an Igbo man. In fairness, but they gave it to the former Vice President Atiku, who incidentally happened to come from the north, where the former president came from, who was in power then, late President Muhammad Buhari, may so rest in peace. Can you see? They are the one that destroyed the party. That's why go and see. No more PDP again in South Seat.
Well,
no more PDP in South South.
Atiku Abubakar is in the ADC now.
Well, we will know whether he has joined properly when we finish from court.
Because you don't agree with anything that's happened, do you?
I don't agree with anything.
You don't think he's in the party?
Through the back door, I don't agree with it.
So,
and I want to tell you, I know the politics too.
So you said an Igbo man. Do you think the ADC should zone to the southeast as well?
Of course.
Maybe Peter Obi?
Of course. It can be, Peter Obi can be anybody.
Peter Obi is not a member yet, is he? In fact, I saw the David Mark.
But as long as it's from the
they're
south,
saying he has to join officially.
East or southwest, let it just be south.
Okay. But not Atiku?
Not Atiku. When we do our national convention, we are going to zone it to the south. We will not come to the north. President Buhari spent 8 years. And then President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is from the south, just spending, he has not even spent 3 years complete.
Explain to me how your convention is going to work, because you've already picked your own candidate now. Your candidate is Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The convention is going to work for our candidate for the state assembly.
Okay, so for other offices.
For other offices, for House of Rep, for Senate, for presidency, we have only one candidate in the person of the current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
You don't see how that may be a little conflicting?
Am I not from ADC?
Yes.
In 2023, we adopted him. So we say for president, votes for Asiwaju. For rep, Honorable Leke Abejide.
When they now expelled you for anti-party activities, you don't see this as an anti-party activity. If the ADC, let's say some reconciliation happens now. Let's say a reconciliation happens, a proper national convention, which is what you've been calling it, happens, and then you do the zoning, and they pick a candidate from the south. Let's say they pick Peter Obi. You would still not vote for Peter Obi. You would still support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, wouldn't you?
When it comes to that, we will cross the bridge. But I will tell the person that is going to contest for president that please step down for a president, because we need him if we actually want to make this party great in future. We need him.
Which party?
ADC.
Okay.
My own target is 2031.
Your thinking is, let's support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for 2027.
So that you know that we have worked for him.
So we have worked
and
for him.
Compensate us.
And he compensates his boys. Everyone knows he takes care of his people.
Yes.
So if after he's done his second term in office, the ADC brings up a candidate and says, Asiwaju, look at our candidate, he would be able to look back and say, oh, you guys worked for me.
You can go into agreement with him.
You can go into an agreement with him.
So, and I believe when you see that the person we are bringing on board is also credible and can also deliver, so we can get his support.
He would abandon.
There will be some.
He probably has the same agreement with ABGA. Remember, the ABGA party is also very favorable.
Yeah, like the current governor of
Anambra State. So is he going to abandon all these allegiances? He's going to adopt him. He's going to abandon all those allegiances for the ADC, you think?
Who?
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if you come with some kind of arrangement, he probably has arrangements with everybody else.
When it comes to that time, the power is going to come to the north in 2031. It's no longer to remain in the south.
Okay.
People like Soludo cannot contest for president by then. But anytime he goes to south, people like him, he has the material to become president of this country. So I believe in him, in his capacity, in his ability to deliver. So I believe he too is a patient man. I'm talking of Soludo now. If he was not a patient person, he wouldn't have been governor.
Well, these are assumptions, by the way. We don't have any proof of any kind of.
We don't have any proof, but
however,
that is my own thinking.
I want to be able to get your thoughts on some of the fears that people have. One of them is that people like yourself and Dumebika Chiku are actually working for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to destroy opposition. You have been planted or bribed or paid to be doing what you're doing right now so that the ADC will not have two legs to stand on by 2027.
Well, I'm too big to be a stooge. You understand? I have been in this party since 2017. How can you plant me today?
We're not planting you today, paying you today. Bribe telling you.
I think someone asked me this question, I just laughed. Like
why would you just laugh? It's a very serious question.
The president had never given me a dime. And he has always been my leader, Mark Shu. He has always been my leader. I have never wanted. Look at the relations between me and the chief of staff to president. Look at the relations between me and Abejide Leke. I've ever seen the difference between us. We're always together. Party is just a name. If I'm doing anything, they're in support of me. If he's doing anything, I'm in support of them.
Do you think about the time frame for the elections? The ADC, your party, has to be able to present that list of candidates. And I saw in the Electoral Act, 180 days.
The primaries this year may be shifted. I mean, this coming election cycle
might be shifted
to
because if it's in February,
around June, or even beyond that.
Because if it's in February,
no, it's not.
None of these parties.
No.
Your party wouldn't be able to make.
No, it's not going to be in February, and it's not going to be in April. It's not going to be.
Okay.
It's going to be around June, maybe July, even
so you
August.
Think if it's shifted, would you be able to present with the party, your party, the ADC,
be able
to get up all your candidates?
Bottom up. Only
all of this drama would have sorted.
Presidency that we will not present candidate.
All of this impasse between your section and David Mark's section would have been sorted out, you think?
Yeah, would have been sorted out.
Even if you were given 2 years, would you be able to sort this out?
If they are ready to follow the law. But if they are not ready to follow the law, so be it. If you want to join, join properly. Don't jump through the window. Those of us who have been in the party, have been building the party, we are not idiots.
Just so you can outline for the Nigerian people exactly what you want done now, for things to be okay with your party, with the ADC.
What I want done now is, first, since the national chairman has resigned, let the next in line take over from him, according to the constitution that we all swore to obey.
The next in line is?
Balagombe.
Okay.
Balagombe. Let him take over and then call for the meeting of the NWC that are still remaining, who have not resigned. Then we have the meeting of NEC. Then we'll fix a date for a national convention. Copy INEC, tell INEC and get 21 days notice for a national convention. There, we can now elect a new national chairman, a national secretary, and other party officials.
You're seeing politicians jumping ship, and you ask them, why are you jumping ship? And they tell you, who is the national secretary? Who's going to sign my form? So if someone has a political ambition...
Who is going to sign my own form now?
Who's the person going to sign your form?
It is my own national secretary of my faction that will sign my form.
What's his name?
His name is Ahmed Mustafa.
Okay.
If Asiwaju does not become president in 2027, even if I win my election, I will resign from the house.
Okay. Well, we'll be watching to see how all of that unfolds. So unfortunately...
Mark my words.
I've marked it. I've marked
There's
your
no
words.
point for me to go and work with somebody I don't know.
Okay.
And then there's nothing that can even make him not to win. The only two things that I know that can make him not to become president again is if he decides not to contest. Or if he dies, which by God's grace, he will not die. The rifle in his own eyes will be greater than this in politics.
All right, well, we are out of time.
But God forbid, if anybody apart from him wins, and I won my election, I will resign.
Well, we are out of time, but I want to thank you very much.
Thank you for
Honorable for being with us on Hard Copy. Good luck.
Thank you. We'll come here to celebrate when Asiwaju wins his second term.
We shall be here. That's Hard Copy this week. I'm Kayla Magwa. Good night.